Okay, we did a live recording after the game. And by the way, I just want to remind all the Lions fans that are watching, the Lions won. The Detroit Lions are 9-3. Like, this is a good thing. And the reason I'm starting this video by saying this is because when we did the live, if you read the comment thread, it was like constant. We aren't good. The defense is terrible. We played like crap. Like all this kind of stuff. And it's just like, we won. We're 9-3. So what we are going to spend this video doing is we are going to talk about the hard stuff. We are going to talk about Aaron Glenn. We are going to talk about some of the things the Lions did wrong. But we are also going to talk about the reality of what situation we are in as Detroit Lions fans. And the reality is very, very good. So let's start with the hard question. And I asked this to Chris, and if you watch our channel, you know we're Lions fans, and we want to be your go-to source for Lions content. So like and subscribe and all that good stuff. But as the live stream was going, about 20 some minutes in, I said to Chris, dude, I got a question for you. Is Aaron Glenn on the hot seat? Is his job in jeopardy? Will he make it through the end of the season? And his response, I thought there was some good wisdom in it. He talked about how Aaron Glenn, he thought was fine as a defensive coordinator. The injuries to Mosley and to C.J. Gardner-Johnson and now Alex Anzalone and to James Houston are really playing a large factor, and there simply isn't enough talent on that side of the ball or talent/experience in order to have a really good, solid defense right now. So the Detroit Lions just won, and I think that's one of the things we keep forgetting. But Derek Carr had 230 yards. Jameson Winston had another 41. They threw for 250 yards. They ran for 113. None of that's crazy. It just felt like they were moving the ball up and down the field like crazy. So that's what I think made things so difficult. I think that's what made things so difficult because it's like, man, oh man, what are we doing with all this? And I just realized I had our Sports Talk Extra one there. Hey, by the way, if you want to check out other NFL teams, we have another channel. It's called Sports Talk Extra. Check it out. So here's what I want to talk about. Let's talk about the reality of where we're at for a second, and then we'll talk about what to do with Aaron Glenn. The reality is this. We are... No, right now, number 2. If the 49ers fall to the Eagles, we are number 2. If the Eagles fall to the 49ers, we're only a game behind the Eagles. I don't think there's a way in the world in which we pass them up for the number 1 seed and that home field advantage. Well, we'll have home field advantage, but you want the 2 seed because you want the home field advantage for 2 games if you can. I'd much rather have San Francisco. I would much rather have them in Detroit than going to San Francisco, even though we did look pretty good against the Chargers. We're 9-3, but it's the way we got to 9-3. If you look at our schedule, and I talked about this on the live broadcast, we haven't, I don't feel, played a very, really good game since Sunday, October 15. So going on 2 months. We beat Kansas City. We lose to Seattle. Our defense looks terrible. We dominate Atlanta. We dominate Green Bay. We dominate Carolina and Tampa Bay. We just get off to this 5-1 hot start. And I think everybody, Lions fans, just think that's what's going to continue to happen. We're just going to have the greatest time, and we're going to have the best team, and we're just going to dominate everyone. And then we get spanked by the Ravens, and it was a moment where everybody's like, oh no, right? And then we beat Las Vegas. We only beat them by 12. The game was never in doubt. It's just field goal, field goal, field goal, field goal. We completely dominated that game. We had a great offensive game against the Chargers, but we haven't looked great in any of these games. There's been something that's off. In LA, it was a horrible defensive outing. Against Vegas, it was we couldn't capitalize with the touchdown. Against Chicago, it was turnovers. Against Green Bay, it was turnovers. Against New Orleans, the defense didn't look great. We have given up a lot of points. We have given up in the last 4 games 28, 26, 29, and 28. So we are 38, 26, 29, 28. We are giving up on average over 30 points a game. Okay, so the defense doesn't look good. But here's my point. In these 3 games that we have, or 4 games that we've looked terrible, we're 3-1. We're 9-3. So this last 4-game stretch, when the team has not looked good, we have the exact same record equivalent to our overall record, which is 9-3. Like, the team might not be playing well, but they're winning. And that's why we need to not be the same old Lions fans, because this isn't the same old Lions. Because in the past, the Detroit Lions lose these games. And I'm not sure really what the thought process was. I don't know if the thought process was, oh man, you know what? I think what's definitely going to happen here is the Lions went, 3-13-1 2 years ago. Last year they went 9-8. So this year they're just going to go, 14-3 or 13-4, and they're just going to straight dominate people. This is the NFL. Like, you're going on the road in a notoriously hostile environment at the Superdome, right? Like, that's a hostile environment against a team that had a tie of the division lead. They lost the tiebreaker currently, but like, they had a tie for the division lead against the Atlanta Falcons. I understand that's a 5-6 team, but it's a team that's desperate to keep their season alive and prove that they belong. It's a team that's offense has started to click more and more. They were just having red zone struggles. And so the game kind of went exactly how we thought it would go. The Lions win, but it wasn't super easy. And even furthermore, when the Lions jumped out to a 21-point lead, like, oh my goodness, like, it's going to get ugly after that. So what about Aaron Glenn? Well, if you look at PFF, the Detroit Lions, I think it'll probably go down a little bit, but our offense is rated 3rd, and our defense is rated tied for 15th. What we wanted this defense to be was a middle-of-the-road defense. That's exactly what they've been. They are just missing people. So what they need to learn to do right now is how to play while missing these players. It has not been good as of late. But at the same time, look what they're missing. C.J. Gardner-Johnson is on IR. Emmanuel Mosley is out for the year on IR. James Houston, a guy that was a huge catalyst, maybe the most important piece of what got our defense on track at the back half of last year, he's on IR. Alex Anzalone is out and is going to be out for a while. Isaiah Buggs was out, and I don't know how long, but he's out. That's been a unique one all year. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 starters on that defense that aren't playing. Are you telling me you would expect this offense to continue to put up over 30 points if we had 5 starters out? Like, and the offense is deeper than our defense. So, yes, I do think Aaron Glenn absolutely deserves some of what's the word I want to use? Ridicule or frustration that he's been getting. It's part of the job. Next man up, all that kind of stuff. And no, he's never proven that he can continually have a good defense throughout the year. And he's not doing anything with this defense. But in this game, we saw the defense try different things. They were blitzing early in the game. They usually don't do that. All right? They were trying out different things. It just wasn't easy. There was a team that was desperately playing from behind, trying to score points. And the fact remains that they made enough plays and they played well enough to win. So, do I think Aaron Glenn is on his way out? No. But if we continue to play poorly, I think it's too late in the year. Everybody. And then when you look at our schedule coming up, you got Chicago. You can make a statement there. The defense actually played pretty darn well against the Bears. It was just a lot of turnovers. Then you got Denver, Minnesota, Dallas is going to be tough. All right. But like all of these things, like let's look into this. And I think you just got to ride it out. I don't think he's on the hot seat yet. All right. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.